Good morning, Flosstube. It's 7:37 on June 2nd, 2021. This is Flosstube number 6. Welcome. Number 6. It's just such a beautiful, graceful number. It's so pretty. I love making number 6. That has nothing to do with Flosstube. I just couldn't resist when I saw it was number 6. I do want to thank some people for shout-outs. I don't think I've done this before, and I know I've heard my name several times across the internet in the last month. So, real quick, nothing falls off, that will be great. Starting all the way back on April 30th, which was just a few days after my first video, Jessica from Stitches of Sass, video number 4. Thank you so much for shouting me out. I'm over 200 subscribers now. This is video 6. Like, that's amazing. Also, Instagram, I was at 600 followers for like a year or more. And then I noticed yesterday I'm over 700. Thanks so much, guys. And then on, not Facebook, where do I sell? Etsy. That's terrible. I'm over 500 sales. So I do have a sale going on right now. 10% off this week for the small stuff, because I'm focusing on the small stuff. So Ort books, my kitted up pouches, and what else did I put on sale? Needle minders, because they're small and they're new. So those are all 10% off through Saturday, just so you know. And then, let's see, May 10th, Stitching in the Land of Good Enough. Pam, video number 30. Thank you so much for shouting me out. Naomi Patrick, video number 2, May 14th. Thank you so much for the shout out. 2 more. These were both from May 21st. Stitching by the Shore. Thank you, Laura. Video number 66. I'm so surprised that you watch me. It's wonderful, and it just makes me feel so important. And then Carrie and Stitches in video number 97. Thank you all ladies so much. It's such a nice surprise to hear your name on a video. As long as it's for a good thing, right? So a shout out, a giveaway. It's so nice to be noticed. Thank you so much. I'm just going to go through all my stuff chronologically. It fits well in my brain that way, and since I'm doing 100 days of ATC, it's going to fit my projects very well to do. So, we're going to start with my whips, kind of whips, in my Disney Princess bag. This is Cinderella. You guys probably know that. My son didn't. He's really not into princesses at all. So I finished the winter, I don't know what this is called. I call it banner because it has like a little like banner at the bottom. So the colors aren't right if you know the chart. Oh, which I forgot to show you. Where did I put it? It's right here. So these are these ones, the winter. And I didn't pay enough attention to the chart. And so I have like a row of green on top of my little basket down here. See that row of green? Because I didn't realize I was supposed to do the stems in brown. And then I've kind of cheated on the green, and I'm using, what am I using? I'm using an overdyed, and just kind of using it for both greens since it's variegated. This is Weeks Dye Works Moss. The variegation doesn't show as much as I thought it would. I'm not very good at using fancy floss. I usually use DMC, as you probably know if you've watched a few of my episodes. Oh well, I don't care. I'm still cheating and using the moss for both greens. And then I bought more 815 and 816. Those are my reds. Then just some white, and then 839 DMC is the brown. So there's my finish on that. That only took a couple of days, but I've been working on this bigger pinwheel, this one, with the 2 reds, again, 815 and 816. And this time I paid attention to the colors, so the like stem work is brown. And I worked on this 4 different times. I'm telling you, ATCs take a while. I'm getting faster, I think, but yeah, that's where most of my time has gone. So here's the 2 greens, which I'm doing as the moss. I don't care, it's fine. There's a little variegation to it. I don't care. I like not having to switch colors halfway through my leaf. And so then the lighter pinky red, the 816 is inside, and then the nice dark 815 is the outside. So obviously I'm missing some stuff, but it's coming along. I was finally seeing progress last night when I put in an hour or so on it, and that was so nice to see because take forever. ATCs should not take that long. Artist trading cards, by the way. But I've made one every day. I have. I've kept up with it. I showed you this little stitched piece, not put that in front of my face, last week. I had already stitched it when I recorded. I haven't done anything for today's yet, but I did finish last Wednesday's. This is my charm from Janet Jabber. I have ordered more. I don't know when they'll be in, but I ordered them in a few different colors. Hopefully they'll be here soon. This is just some 1/4 inch satin ribbon, probably from Joann's or Michael's or something, and a scrap of fabric. I am not putting paper on my ATCs. I did find a hashtag on Instagram for cross stitch ATCs. You have to put an S after the ATC. And they're all like little cutouts and then glued onto paper. I'm not doing that. Mine are more like fabric postcards. So I've got, here's Thursdays. I was going over to Mom's to sew, to quilt. She is an amazing quilter. She makes a lot of quilts, kind of on the schedule of a professional quilter, even though that's not her job. She just really enjoys making quilts. She's really good at the color and the piecing and math of it, and just, it's her thing. And so I wanted to do a quilt inspired stitch for her. Since I know I was going over to her house on Thursday, we were going to hang out and sew, and we ended up quilting, of course. But I did this really fast in the morning. This is from, what is this from? This is from an old magazine, day 4, Quilt Star. Simply Cross Stitch Magazine, number 12. So it's from an old magazine that she had, and I used 2 DMCs, 312 and 3755. And then scraps of blue and a little bit of twine. But when I layer it up, I put it on batting, or you could use flannel and kind of use that as a base. You could, if you know how to paper piece, like foundation paper piece, you could do it in that style if you wanted, or quilt as you go. That would also be another method you could do this style card with. I didn't, but you could do it that way. So I use a layer of batting. I was going to use flannel, but I didn't have any flannel, so I'm just using a thin cotton batting. Probably Warm and Natural, I'm not exactly sure, but I only use cotton batting in my quilts, so it's some sort of 100% cotton batting that I've used. And then I have a piece of Peltex, which is an ultra firm stabilizer by Pellon. I believe the number is 71F because it's a single-sided fusible. You could get the double-sided fusible as well, or you could get non-fusible. But when I iron the paper on the back, that's the only place I use paper, it makes it a lot easier to just iron that paper right on. So I guess the double-sided could be handy. I had some scraps of the 7-1, the single-sided fusible. But if you had the double-sided, that could be handy, because then you could fuse it straight to, like, one side could go to the paper and one side could go to the batting. That would be nice. Why am I just thinking of that? I don't know. Oh well. I like to use what I have, so I'm using some single-sided until I run out, and then we'll see what I use. But these are like fabric postcards. The only piece of paper is here on the back. So some of it's white and some of it's cream. Actually, I think my first one had light blue, which I was recycling. It was from a studio recital that I had a couple years ago. I don't know which year, it doesn't matter. And I had printed the programs on light blue, and I had a couple left. And I came across them in my cardstock, and I just cut it and used the unprinted side as the back. Here is Fridays. That's when we finished cutting Stitch Pink. Actually, Mom did. I helped her a lot with it on Thursday and then Friday morning, but I had to return the card to my husband. So she finished cutting our blocks by herself. And this was a little cross-stitch design. Well, part of a cross-stitch design. I guess I could have brought that up here. I wonder what I did with it. I will link it for you in case you want to see the whole thing. This is part of it. And yes, I missed a stitch right there. I know. I saw it when I posted it on Instagram. I'm not taking it apart to put in that stitch. It's fine. It's organic. It's natural. Here's a little label from my collection. I kind of love little labels like this, and I have a whole box of them. Not a huge box, but it is a box of them. So I just put well, actually this one, this one got finished this way because I had stitched it, you know, like a 1/2 inch from the bottom, which is how I've been doing it, and then just kind of centered on the scrap that I had. And then I put it on here, and I was like, you know, I don't think I want that at the bottom. I think I want it up here more. And there had been a selvage here. So, well, I guess I need to cover that up. So I found a couple of ribbons, and then I just put this label over it, and I think it looks adorable. Another piece of white card on the back. Same layering with the batting and the ultra firm stabilizer, and then fused that card on the back. Then I just zigzag it. You can see it better on the quilt one. See? Just go around with a zigzag. These are not going to last for hundreds and hundreds of years. I mean, if they do, fine. It's because nobody ever looks at them. They're not meant to last forever and go through tons and tons of stuff. I guess if you really want them to have a solid binding, you could actually bind them. I'm not taking time for that. Or you could go around it multiple times and increase the amount of thread buildup, which would give you a denser, more complete, I guess, look to it. It's up to you. You can go around that edge however you want. Actually, I saw one on the hashtag that had been hand sewn around, and they just did a blanket stitch, and that was really cute. So I have a blanket stitch on my machine. I might try that today. We will see. Oh, and stitch paint. If you're curious about the quilt part and what we did, this is what we did. So each block has a sleeve and then pre-cut pieces. It's going to be amazing. So if I get some of these done, I was hoping to do one a day. Haven't started yet. But there's 30 blocks, and if I do one a day, I might have to double up a little bit. So I wanted to be done by my birthday, but that's the end of the month. So we will see. I'll have to play a little catch up on that. This card took forever. If all the cards take this long, I will not have that quilt done. Especially if I'm working on shop stuff, and I really need to make more ABC bags. We'll see what I get done. This card was Saturday's card. Yes, it was. I know it was. I did this little stitch right here super fast. I was like, yeah, I'm going to use blues. I had the buttons all picked out for this part. I had a charm here. Like, I had this little layout in mind. I knew what I was going to do. This was going to be fast. I did not have a lot of time to stay. This is like my most time-intensive card in my collection. Not quite. If you count actual stitching time, maybe it's not. Maybe it is. Oh, this one. I got this little motif from the Floral Doorstop that was in a Cross Stitch Favorites magazine. The design is by Susan Bates. It had lots of little just floral stuff scattered all around the doorstop, and then there was like a big floral. I want to say it was in a watering can. That might be true. That might not be true. If you really need to find it, I can find the exact magazine. But I'm just going through and finding little motifs like this. You know, that's just part of a big design. This was part of a big geometric design. This, did I tell you where this was from? This was from Cross Stitch Crazy. Yes, I did tell you where this was from last week, but just in case you missed it. It was an Emma Congdon design that she had done for coffee cup sleeves. And there was one like up in this corner, and then there was one kind of over in this corner, and I just made a stem and then used the flower that she had designed, and it worked great. So I'm just taking little bits of things from everywhere. Magazines. I've got actually charts coming up here, but the last half of the week I just made stuff up. Yeah, I need to watch my proportions though, because this one I got ready to finish. Daniel, we can hear you. And the buttons, there was too much space here. This is too even, right? This is like split down the middle. This should have been about 2/3 of the card. It should have come over here more, and then my buttons would have looked a lot cuter. It didn't look right proportionally. So I played with this a lot until I found something that looked okay. Here it is. So we've spent a lot of time together. Unfortunately. I'm okay with it now, but it's that stitch where you're like, oh, why did you take forever? You shouldn't have taken that long. I think I need to put just a touch more thread and hold this one open. Yeah, but it's being lazy right now. That's Saturday. Yeah. On Sunday, I had just found out that I won a prize of some sort from Whitney Sews, Stitched with Whitney. Daniel Cameron. Hey. And so I decided to stitch that up because I knew I would have more time on Sunday. I usually do at least. And I thought this would look super cute on that mint splash Lugana. And I knew I had some 32 count. I don't know if it comes in other counts, but I have 32 count. And so I decided to stitch it over one since it was going to be this big. So I had to make it fit. And over one would definitely fit. He's tiny. He's 1 by 2. This is Rainbow Purrmaid. And then, yes, I put on some little pearl beads from a dollar store. I don't have a dollar store, so I don't know if it was like Dollar Tree or Dollar General or Dollar, I don't even know. It's from a vacation, obviously, because I don't have a dollar store up here. So I don't know which one it is or anything like that. I just picked him up on vacation once upon a time and added some 3D elements. So this is stitched over one, almost exactly as called for. I did lighten the cat a little bit. I like gray cats. I don't know why. I don't really like cats, but I think gray cats are adorable. So he's a grayer cat, 169 gray. And then I had to darken that blue a little bit so you could see it. But otherwise, called for colors. Turned out pretty cute. Here is the cover for the original. It's in her Etsy, so I'll link that below as well. And I got the charting for this part too, but didn't include it. I'd actually like to include a little 2021 charm, but they haven't come in yet, so I only had the one, and it's already been used. I do have some 2019s. It just doesn't really fit, right? To use a 2019. Oh well. So then Monday was Memorial Day. As you all are aware, it's past now and everything. Hope you had a great Memorial Day. And I was thinking about what to do. I knew I was going to have some extra time because we're going to go hang out at my sister's house. And I remembered I had this chart. And I remembered it was a fob. And so I was thinking it's probably small enough that I could stitch it onto an ATC. Yes, it is. It's Old Glory by Dreams of Stitches. I think it said 2000 inside. I picked this up on Stash Unloading Cross Stitch Only a while ago. I've been stitching 2 years, but it was a while ago. Probably last year. I'm not sure. I don't know what I paid for it. Probably not too much because it's like this big. So I don't know, but it's all specialty stitches and it was so much fun. Of course, I also had to add beads, but look how cool that is. So cool. So there's lots of different stitches here. I guess I could tell you what stitches are in here. Just a second. It was laid out really, really well. You just kind of went down the list. Here's page 2 because the chart's on the first one. But you would do like, I think it was this one first, and then this in, and then this in, and then this in, and like just a row of each. This one was out of order. So I did have to pay attention to where that one went. But generally speaking, you could just kind of go down the list. So that was super, super fun. And I built it from the bottom up, of course. But working down, like most of you do, we've got rice stitch, herringbone. The white is, there we go, specialty stitches. At a distance, it just looks like texture, but they're all specialty stitches. So rice stitch, herringbone, double back stitch, that red one right there, Roman stitch, chevron, plate, plated goblin, eyelets. I found out why everyone's like, eyelet alphabet. Oh no, I don't want to do that. Because they take forever. They're not hard. They're very easy, but they take forever. So, a whole row of eyelets. That was row 8. Double buttonhole stitch. Of course, I was stitching it, you know, if you're coming down this row first. So that row's not quite as good. My second row is better, so my top row is better. But, you know, it was really fun to try all these specialty stitches. Then we have Belgian cross stitch, Montenegrin cross, crossed stars, that's the little white ones here, and then running cross stitch. Some of these were super, super fun. Yeah, I really enjoyed this. And then I did my field a little differently because I shortened it. You can see mine's a little chubbier, right, than the original. So I had to adjust my field of stars, and I think I have too many states. My sister and mother were, of course, hanging out with us on Memorial Day. They calculated it as 56 stars, but it looks so cool I couldn't take any out. So, kind of a whimsical interpretation of the flag, but it's so cool. Maybe I've just added the territories or something. Not really sure how many territories there are. Oh well, at least Alaska and Hawaii are included. It's so cute. I love that one. And then I decided to use like a real pattern for yesterday too. Yesterday was Danny's first day of soccer, and he's back to loving blue and green. He'll take a combination of them. I never got an address for this, so I used this heart right here. This is Silver Hearts and Stitches by Mosey and Me from 2005. And I just used the heart side, put it on some 14 count black Ada, stitched this up real quick. The coach asked for team name suggestions. My son was like, rainbows. I don't know, but it's my favorite color. Yeah, well, I don't think the other boys are going to feel the same way because they were suggesting things like fire dragons. So I don't think rainbows is going to go over very well with them. But here we have a rainbow soccer inspired ATC for his first day of soccer. So light blue instead of white because I know the soccer balls are black and white traditionally, but the kids use a lot of fun colored balls when they're size 3. And then this background fabric, you can't see it very well, but it's rainbow hearts on black. So I thought that was cool. Even though you can't really tell now. Here's the white card on the back. My stamps haven't come in yet. When they come in, these all have really cool backs, and I can write my information on them. For now, I'm just keeping them in my little Walmart book with an ollie clip, which is like a paper clip, except it's magnetic. Very strongly magnetic. So, yeah. I think I used 612 on the light blue. Like, it doesn't really matter a whole lot what colors you use. I just like to have it so that if I go back and want to add like a matching little bow or, you know, stitch the charm on in the same color or whatever, I know what color it is without going, okay, which light blue, what do I have, like, do I have scrap anywhere, or where's my card, I want to match it, you know, if I would want to make cording for it instead of having this line of stitching show, I know which color it is. Like, yeah, I just like having it there. So I will link the Purrmaid and the Stitch Pink. If you need further details on any of those, let me know. I think that should be about all that you need. Okay, I only see one other thing here. I'm telling you, those take a lot of time. So I got a piece of mail. I don't know who this is from. I didn't save her name. I visited Stash Unloading one day, and this had been posted about 5 minutes before. Free, please take it. I'll mail it to you. Just don't want this. I'm never going to do it. I love adopting a whip. And this one is a pre-printed. So I said, I'd love to finish that. And then I started reading the description a little more carefully, and it said, the continental U.S. And I said, I'll pay for shipping. And she said, no, the name of your town just made my day. I was like, okay, great. That's wonderful. You just made my day. So this is what I'm going to start taking to soccer practices. There you can see it a little bit better down there with dark background. But it's Dragonfly, and it comes with everything. And I figured having it pre-printed, there we go. There's some shiny iridescent stuff for the wings right there. And I figured a pre-printed little, is it canvas? I want to call it canvas. It feels like canvas piece. It goes that way, doesn't it? Would be a nice thing to do during soccer practice. So I forgot to take it last night to our first practice, but I'll be taking it tomorrow. A chair and a project. I can't believe I forgot a project yesterday. Oops, oh well. That's it. That's it. I mean, technically I had 7 finishes. just don't feel like I'm getting that much done because I'm doing actual cards, like an actual project. There they are. They're fun. I hope you guys are enjoying them. You can see daily posts if you want to keep up that way on my Instagram, amy_Allegro Stitches. And that's it for now. 25 minutes. I think I've covered everything. So I will see you again next Wednesday. Take care. See you soon.